PORA Zimbabwe. Partnership on Rape Aftercare is a UK charity that I started to act as the fundraising wing of the Adult Rape Clinic. ARC is a one-stop shop for survivors of sexual violence. They have 5 clinics in hotspots all over Zimbabwe. So, in the capital city of Harare, where I come from, if you are raped and you report to a police station, the police won't take your statement. They will take you directly to the Adult Rape Clinic, where a trained nurse counselor will sensitively take your statement alongside administering testing and post-exposure prophylaxis for HIV and sexually transmitted infections, giving a full forensic examination. All of this information will be compiled into a medical affidavit, which will then be given to the police and act as the witness statement in court. Comprehensive legal counseling is given, and for me, the thing that made me, inspired me to support ARC is psychological counseling is given from the week of trauma up to and over 6 months. That's one-to-one psychological counseling, group therapy, and work in support groups. And these support groups often result in economic empowerment exercises, that is, learning new skills, be that rearing poultry or jewelry making, so that survivors have the experience of enacting self-reliance and can envision a future where they are thriving. Unfortunately, the name Adult Rape Clinic has become a bit of a misnomer because most of their clients are children. The data from 2023 to 2024, 80% of their clients who presented were under 18 years old, 65% were under 16, and 40% were under 12 years old, which just shows why ongoing counseling and support is so essential, both for victims and for their families. Once I started the charity, I then began to learn more about what ARC does, which makes it such a special model. The medical affidavit, which I described, is actually a legal intervention that has been made by the clinic itself. It's been created by them. And the victim-friendly unit of the police force is trained by the Adult Rape Clinic, as are many stakeholders, such as guidance counselors and teachers in schools, social workers, local counselors, and magistrates, so that at every step of the path that a survivor has to walk in order to get justice and care, the stakeholders are sensitized to them and don't re-traumatize them through the process. In addition to training, they do outreach, reaching thousands every year through public roadshows, community education days, and workshops in schools, because prevention is better than a cure. And of course, education is the key to behavior change. So how does this work in practice? The project, or the clinic that you're going to support today, is in Gokwe. And Gokwe is a very remote, underserved, very impoverished rural area in Zimbabwe. I worked there in the small clinic last year. There were at least 30 clients coming every month, most of them children. But here's a case study from Gokwe. There's a health education day at a school. Hundreds of children, students are gathered, and an ARC nurse counselor is teaching them about what consent is, what rape is, and what to do if they are exposed to sexual violence. In the audience is a 14-year-old girl who's listening very intently. And at the end of the talk, she finds the courage to approach the nurse counselor and whisper, "I am being abused." The nurse counselor tells her she's safe, she'll be supported, and alerts the school authorities. The district social worker arrives, quickly followed by the police. The girl is taken to the clinic, and unfortunately, her multiple sexually transmitted infections are evidence that she is being abused. Meanwhile, the police have gone to her neighborhood and identified the perpetrator, an uncle, and he is apprehended. And then through the court system, he is eventually sentenced to 8 years. Her family, her parents, were entirely unaware that she was being abused. They have been engaged in family counseling with her, and she is now more ambitious than ever to fulfill her academic ambitions. She's seen justice done, and she's finding a way to retell her story with the support of counseling as a survivor and not a victim. So this is why there was an absolute imperative for me to start this charity. The attention to the whole body of the survivor, mind, body, psyche, the long-term support, and then the empowerment of the entire community to support survivors. That's a whole system change, and that's why, well, between PORA and ARC, our objective is to stop rape culture in Zimbabwe through the whole community. So your support today will allow this clinic to continue functioning, mainly focusing on the psychological support, the economic empowerment exercises, and also crucially, we'll launch a new program, which we're calling the Gokwe Girls Education Fund, which is a fund that we're piloting specifically for girls who are at risk of sexual abuse through early marriage. Thank you for being our partners today in rape aftercare and prevention.